Remix. 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 Remix.
Oh, yeah. Welcome out. This is the Remix Morning Show. Right here on Black Liberation Media. In case you didn't know, I go by the name of the Air Doctor, coming to bring you some of that boom bap breakfast. That's us, not just me, holding it deep. And that means down, straight from DMV. In case you didn't know about she goes by the name of Jackie Lukman.
Wanna get every time.
Man, ain't nothing. Not the Batman.
Yes.
They don't know about that, Jackie. They don't know about
That was one of my favorite episodes that I loved that shit. I love that episode so much.
Yeah, that was hard. I pick up the R.I.P. Adam West.
Yeah.
And what was the other
Hitting
dude?
that
Burt Ward.
cape. Yep.
Burt Ward.
Flip
What a
that
name.
cape behind him. Like, get down. Get down, Batman.
Yo, that was the joint
Yes.
right there.
My mother was very worried about me as a child. Yes.
And you know what's crazy? You know, me with my last name, I ain't telling everybody, but I used to swear I was Batman. Yeah. In case y'all don't know. Yeah.
Well, how you doing
had...
this morning? You
What? Oh, that was the joint. One more time. We got. And I say, Kim
Brown. Fantastic.
Yo.
Fantastic intro.
The low-tech Batman was actually the shit. Like the Adam West Batman.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And his buddy Burt Ward.
Buddy Burt Ward. Yes. Shout out to the goddess, Eartha Kitt. I said, woo!
Lord. I think that was the first time I actually had feelings for a woman. Like,
Marcus.
Batman.
Even my mama was like, damn, she's wearing that cat suit.
Eartha. Oh, Eartha had fun in her life. I'd shout out to the goddess Eartha Kitt.
I gotta do a spotlight on Eartha.
You have to.
Yes.
You shouldn't toot your own horn.
I don't think I want to do the things she did, but I want to have that don't give a fuck attitude that she has, and that mysterious. Yeah, that's the stuff.
Yeah. What is the legend? Marlon Brando and Paul Newman in the same night. I mean, if you go to Ho,
Damn.
Ho to the highest, girl. Ho your heart out. You know what I'm saying? Ho like you mean it.
Yes, and the level of Ho, Heaux, because we're not talking about a regular old, no, the level of Ho that she was, that she could do this shit and won't nobody saying nothing. What she was so fantastic that they were like, thank you. And
knocking them down, huh?
Yeah, but the fine ones though, you understand? Like Marlon Brando and Paul Newman in their heyday, these weren't just ordinary white men. No.
And how did she discern that they weren't the most awful ones? Right?
You know what this story?
Back then.
You know what this story reminds me of?
What's that?
Common Sense. He be knocking them down. Some of the best, boy, from Serena to Rajay,
He can't keep him. He can't keep him.
to Erica Badu, to Jennifer. Well, he with Jennifer now, but Lauryn Hill. This dude, legend.
I never figured out how any of that happened.
Well, Jackie, he's not your type.
He's not. He is really not. Because I'm just like,
he is quite fine in his own right. I will give it to Lonnie Rashid Lynn out here. He's a good looking fellow.
Oh, A-Rab, act like you ain't never heard knocking them down. Cut it out. They're so posh when they get into the chat room. Come on. Anyway.
Yes. Chat room is posh now.
Oh, I know. Chat room better not be in here clutching pearls. Y'all better
they
not.
Are. Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Cut it out.
Knocking them down? Who says that? Got it here. Lady Eloise.
Oh my goodness. A goddess.
The best in what was that movie?
Boomerang?
Yeah, Boomerang. Oh my God, Lady Eloise, boy. That was one of the greatest roles. Eddie just knew he had the upper hand. He was like, "Word, I got the CEO." She was like, "That's not the CEO.
That's not the CEO." In between, watch it. I thought that script was so good because here's this little not social climbing. Here's this little corporate ladder climbing young brother thinking that he got a way in. And he getting got by these two like celebrity cougar queens. Yes. And they just batting him back and forth like a piece of aluminum foil between two cats.
He was so hurt. He was so hurt, boy. Robin Gibbons was a beast.
Oh my gosh. But the girls were wearing the lingerie. I mean, even Eartha, what was she, 70s? She had on the bustier, and I said, and he was like, "Can we make it darker?" I'm like, "But Eartha don't look bad right there." Eartha looked pretty good. Yeah. Oh, air doctor.
I mean, for a young man, you know.
Listen,
she dark? Yeah, turn it down.
Shut up. Shut up.
Anyway.
Good morning.
Good morning. Jackie, what's been going on last week since we seen you?
Oh, God. Since you think
that's a loaded question.
Well, it's been pretty crappy. I mean, this May and June are not great months for me because, my mom's birthday, Mother's Day, Grandma's passed. Abdus's birthday was last week. The anniversary of his passing will be next month on the 15th. So yeah, I don't like May and June.
Oh, okay.
Not May and June they've been kind of kicking my behind this year.
Gotcha.
But
so by next year we be ready to celebrate.
It looks like it because I found out just yesterday, dear viewers and friends and comrades and supporters, I thank you so much, but I heard from the publisher that because of the publishing delays that happened because a certain editor did not tell me how to get the permissions that I needed for all those fucking quotes in their book. The book is delayed publishing until December. They knew that. The editor just didn't tell me that. So yeah, so the book will be published in December. Those of you who have pre-ordered, the date on the link is actually correct. They just didn't tell me that the production date had slipped because the permissions weren't done when they were supposed to be done, because my editor didn't explain to me how to do the permissions. It's not a straightforward kind of thing. So it'll be a great Christmas present. I'm kind of pissed off about it because I really wanted it to, because this is very anxiety,
Jackie,
the waiting is hard.
The Most High made the timing right. It's coming out during a season where everybody wants to get it, like as gifts. You gotta look at that. That's how you gotta look at it.
I see it. I
You
see
see?
it.
You see
I see
it?
it. I see.
If
I see what
if
you're
we
doing
believe in
there.
if we believe in a higher being, we can't question certain things. You got to know the timing is a
Okay,
certain.
you just went right off the rails right there. It took that.
How
It didn't take that long at all. I mean,
how I go off the rails? Not that's
you
how.
can't.
Okay, no. Well, let me say this. This is how
Hmm.
I explain faith. I don't question
Hmm.
stuff. When certain things happen, I question it to be like I don't be like I don't worry about it. I be like, okay, this happened, so let me figure out why it happened or what's going to happen later in the future to make me, adjust or whatever. So I don't question stuff. That's what to me that's what faith is. I don't worry about shit. And that's why I look so good. I'm not stressed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, that's beautiful and all that kind of stuff. But can we take this whole we're not human, we're superhuman now, and we don't have emotions, so we don't have to do things that regular mortals do, like worry when things go wrong. Sure, you're gonna worry. Yes, you're gonna worry. You're gonna be upset about things. Things are gonna happen. Things are gonna go wrong. Life is like that. Life shits
Mhm.
on all of us. Most of us don't have any money to dodge the shit or to repel the shit. So we got to deal with the shit. And that is from the perspective of one who is a follower of the
Mhm.
risen Jesus Christ.
Shout out.
He's okay with that.
Please
Mhm.
do.
He's all right with me being pissed off when shit goes wrong. He's all right with me being upset. He's all right with me grieving still, because our emotions, if we believe these things, we are made in the image of God, so God has emotions. So he ain't mad that I'm
What?
like, God, why come on, Bama, dang,
Well, ain't
I
that the
can't take
thing?
no more. He is not like, oh, you insolent child, I smite thee. No, he's just like, yeah, sucks right now, just hold on though. And
Well, that's
that's
the
Cause
what
thing.
he's an
We
on-time
yeah.
God. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
you know.
and, and
Oh,
we all have
time
our own
God.
different relationships with God. So I
Yes,
think everybody
indeed.
doesn't have the same, outlook or perspective. So I get it.
I encourage people to get away from this idea that you can't question God, whatever your conception of God is, or that you can't ask the ancestors or the spiritual realm, what is going on here? I what am I supposed to do? I don't. That's not an example, I think, of weak faith. I think that is an example of the strongest faith there is, because you're intentionally connecting with the spiritual realm. It's not that you don't believe. Doubt is looking to your spiritual beliefs to ask them, okay, I need some guidance here from you because this doesn't make sense to me. I don't think that
Mhm.
doubt is like, I don't believe in you. I think doubt is
Mm-mm.
like, the fuck is going on? I
You know,
need
it's
some
fun
answers right now.
because when I do question stuff and want answers, I do light up my altar and ask my ancestors. I'd be like, "Yo, what's going on? Like, I give me some answers. Let me know what direction or some guidance I could have." So yeah, I get it, and it depends on how you look at everything. For
Yeah.
me, growing up, I couldn't just when my parents passed early, I couldn't just sit in it. I had to just keep moving. So for
Sure.
me, I couldn't just be like, oh, I had to keep moving because if I stopped, then I'd be like, oh fuck, everything's gonna happen to me. I'm fucked up. So people deal with it different ways. So yeah, everybody doesn't deal with it the same way. So big up to all
Yeah.
y'all dealing with how y'all deal with it. Keep on moving if you can. If you can't, find some help, some therapy, something that'll help you move forward.
Whiskey. I don't do that. Don't do
Stop.
that. Don't do that.
I really
Don't.
hate when people say that. Go talk to somebody. Go talk to who? Who am I talking to? Oh, the therapist. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that bitch is down the street. Yes, let me just go knock on her fucking door. Let me go talk to the therapist.
But the therapist could be your
Right.
barber. It could be
The
your salon
therapist should not
person.
be your
Absolutely
barber.
not.
The
Wait,
No.
wait,
therapist
wait, wait,
shouldn't
wait.
be, no, no,
Sometimes,
no.
sometimes your barber could be older and the elder. That's where you get it
I'm
mistaken. You
sorry.
talk to
So
your elders
elders,
for wisdom sometimes. You,
I'm
y'all don't
not
believe in talking
look,
to elders for
please.
wisdom?
sir.
As an elder,
Please.
I'm telling you, don't ask me about certain things because I don't know.
Some things
I'm
you
not
might
even going.
know.
I'm not. Ask me. I encourage people who think I have some kind of wisdom. all I have is my life experiences, and that's been interesting. That's pretty much all I got. But I mean, ask me if I know about, because I have learned that not every elder knows
Oh, they don't.
as much as you think they should.
They don't.
I mean, y'all just saw me interview or do a political forum, never doing it again, or a candidate forum here, where with two elder men in DC running for office, running for mayor, and one of them somehow thought that slavery was limited to America. It was unique to America. Y'all just saw that. Stop believing that all elders have wisdom.
Well, you
First of
talking
all,
about politics.
elders,
I'm talking
No,
about
no, no.
life lessons. Like I've
that's
been
not,
like
that's
well,
a,
let me finish so we could talk. We could both talk. Now
Well, I'm here too.
you can talk too. We all go past the blunt.
Okay.
We go
Okay.
past the blunt.
Sure.
But I'm just saying, as in life lessons, something that somebody's been through. Yes, I'll seek them, not for political advice or should I buy this car. Certain things you seek elders for, not everything. Go ahead.
Spoken like a man who's never been led astray by an elder, and your trust in the elders, I applaud it. I don't have such trust. I'm sorry, especially with boomers. Maybe the silent generation I might could give a little, but not these boomers, no ma'am.
And Leah makes a good point. Not every person is an elder. Not every person is not every man is a man. Not every woman is a woman, which they're still boys and girls. So yeah, that doesn't make you, just because you're a certain age, wise.
Right, but that's what you said though. You said go seek
No,
out
I didn't
elder.
say all. I said seek out an elder on certain things, not everything. Come on. You can seek out a child for knowledge and wisdom on tech. You see what I'm saying? It depends on the experience they have, the level of experience. If I'm seeking a younger person that knows tech and has more knowledge and wisdom behind it, I'm gonna seek them.
But I don't assume that either. You know what I'm saying? These young people out here getting food, clicking on spam links.
Whatever I say, y'all gonna go opposite of. So let me just stop. Let me
Just change the subject. Let's talk about. So what's the weather? It's nice in Atlanta today.
No.
It's not nice here in DC either.
It's raining. We knew it's gonna be raining all week. What kind of question is this to talk about the weather? It's raining everywhere, Kim.
I'm an elder. That's how I change the topic. That's how I change the subject. It's cloudy out there.
Yeah. All this weirdness from don't treat your barber like a therapist. Like your barber is not your thing. That's where all this came from, and I don't know how, but I maintain, having someone to talk to, like a friend, like, okay, yeah, that's fine, that's great, because we all got to unload. But a barber is not a therapist. A hairstylist is not a therapist. Your best girlfriend is not a therapist. Your brother is not your therapist. Your pastor is not your therapist. Your pastor is not your therapist. Your pastor, stop going to Christian counseling. It's not counseling. These people are therapists.
So can we change the word therapist to someone to talk to?
No.
Why not?
Because
sometimes you just need a wall to bounce your ideas out and say it out loud, and they'll be like, oh yeah, that don't sound right.
So there's venting and then there's seeking help, right? So
okay.
And I'm assuming when we tell people to go get help, I'm assuming we mean professional help, right? So you can vent to your peers or to your, community. I don't know. But when it comes to trying to treat or assess if you have something going on mentally, it does require professional assistance. But I take issue with the casual nature of just go get some help. Just go talk to somebody. It's not as easy as that. And it is made to sound as though therapy is accessible and available for anyone who's looking for it. I have not found that to be the case. And I do not believe that to be the case. I just wish people would consider that before dispensing that out as advice, because we live in a country where we don't have a social safety net. Mental health is not prioritized, and it is not as easy as we are led to believe to go seek mental health assistance. So I think just I don't know. We should just say
I could dig that. I could dig it.
Yeah, and I see the question in the chat. What did we do before therapy? Well, at one point we were enslaved too, and we got the fuck out of that. That's not a thing that we're gonna keep doing. So no, we're not going to dismiss the need for therapy for some of us because it is inaccessible for a lot of us, and because we didn't always have it. We survived the trauma we did with the tools that we had because we had to. That does not mean that we did not come out unscathed, as you can well see. This will all colonized people need some type of this is I feel like this is just my personal thing. I feel like if you are an organizer, you absolutely need to have a therapist who can help you deal with this interpersonal stuff in organizing spaces, the systemic stuff that's gaslighting us every day, and how to keep ourselves straight in it, because it is very, very hard. And finding a therapist who is understanding of that, finding a therapist that fits you is hard enough, but when your politics are a certain way, that can be even more difficult. So Kim is right. I mean, it is advice that is sound. We do need therapy, and I encourage anyone to find a therapist who can help you work through the way you think, because that's really what we're trying to do. And sometimes, your barber does weird stuff, your best friend does weird stuff. I'm not going to ask some members of my family to help me work through a situation that I have seen them
You know who needs
make
therapy?
a complete mess of in their life.
You know who needs therapy? Renee Johnston.
Ooh, come on now. Really?
You set yourself up for that, bro.
That was not a good transition. I don't know why you try to do me like that.
Because Renee is always like, I can't stand something. Something needs to talk to somebody. She always says, I can't stand when blah, 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 blah. Am I wrong, Renee?
Every day he's wrong. Every day.
Am I wrong,
Every
Renee?
day.
Do you always say you can't stand when somebody does something?
I can't stand capitalism.
Exactly. That's why Renee needs some therapy.
Oh my God.
We all need therapy, don't we? Didn't we say that? See, now y'all backing out of it. And when
because we hate capitalism.
Wow.
Not because we hate capitalism.
I see how y'all
You're the one who put the caveat in there.
And I think it's okay to say that everybody needs therapy, as opposed to saying a single person needs therapy. Like it hits different. Like, yes, we all need therapy. Does Renee specifically need therapy? No, not more so than most of us, right? No.
And not because she hates capitalism. You, on the other hand, dear doctor.
Me? Hey, I need somebody to vent to sometimes.
I'm not gonna wanna be started.
I'm not a complainer. I don't know about it.
You just like to start shit. No, you're not a complainer. You just like to start shit. You're a shit starter.
I come to understanding that shit happens, and what you gonna whine a bitch about it? You just gonna get through it. That's been, and that's because of my life experiences. Not everybody gonna think like that, so I get it.
Okay.
You have a very unique life experience, Air Doctor. You was tossed out into the cold as a young man, and that's got to be tough. I'm sure that was traumatizing for you. You may not even had time to process it because you had to survive, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And unfortunately, that's how a lot of Black people deal with their trauma. Like, for example, talking about boomers, observe a boomer Black woman. She can't sit down. She can't stop moving. She's always moving, doing something, cleaning. Like, I got to go take care of this, handle that. That is unprocessed anxiety and trauma. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that it was learned from her mother and her mother before her. So it presents in us as a people.
I think burning trees was one of the things that helped through time because
and they criminalized us for that.
Right.
You smoke weed
damn well.
Oh,
It wasn't dangerous. It was just
Yeah.
that blacks and Mexicans knew what we're enjoying the trees, and they were like, "No, we can't have that."
Yeah, because it makes you forget. It makes you happy in the moment, so you just keep going. And I don't mind deleting some memory.
I
So
mean,
I can
crack
make
too,
more.
my good friend. Crack also.
It's a little different. It's a little different.
Oh my God! Please don't.
And makes you happy. I mean, you're using your criteria. You know,
You're a little
Crack
more
also.
thirsty and hungrier when it comes to crack, I would believe.
That's oh God. Oh God.
Well, thank you, Kim. All right.
So real quick, because
crack users.
somebody
Crack users.
mentioned this in the chat, Laura Sheeha has a really great episode on her podcast about decolonization therapy, psychic militancy, which she does. Laura also joined me on Saturdays on last weekend to talk about her new book, From the Clinic to the Streets. And we talked a lot about how she runs her practice and how I have to remind her to send me the link because she is not the only practicing therapist, psychoanalyst out there who actually cares about decolonizing the mind. And so we promised that we would post that on the show notes when we got the link for how folks can find therapists that are aligned with Laura's work. So we'll make sure we do that. But yes, absolutely.
Right. Well, let's go ahead and transition into our first break, and then we'll give y'all some news and things to talk about right here on No Other Than a Remix Morning Show.
Remix!
Damn, I still forgot to push the button. There we go. Y'all with some of that Fela in the morning. What's good, everybody? Hope y'all feeling great on this beautiful, what day is it? Wednesday? Women's Wednesday. That's right. May the 27th. May the 27th. Yes. Hope everybody is feeling good. Hit that like button, subscribe while you're here, and watch some of these shows. Speaking of shows, we got a bunch of dope shows. It's actually something that Renee just talked about that I had ready to go for y'all, which was Saturdays with Renee. Let's see exactly what they was talking about when it came to mental health.
You know what? Psychic militancy means that every single day we get up and we commit to the fact that the conditions that create the possibility for bombing are not a foregone conclusion, and that shit's not right, and it doesn't have to be this way, right? That not everything is configured in the ways that it's always going to be, and that is the fight that we are gifted by people before us who struggled, and that's what we need to continue doing. If nothing else, and I use this word on purpose, psychic intrusions are meant to settle within us. And when they settle within us, they reconfigure the topography of our internal world, and they make us believe and feel things about ourselves, about the world, and about each other. And that's the process I'm talking about, is I'm not letting those motherfuckers have that terrain. If they've stolen enough, that's one of the things that I talk about with one of my patients, right? They've stolen enough.
Hey, you better go check that one out and get your dictionary. There's a bunch of words I ain't understand. So do the same. Do your research and go check out Saturdays with Renee. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and get back to it right here on the Remix Morning Show.
Yeah. There's a resource for you.
Indeed, I'm intrigued.
All right. So there you go. Check it out, and let me get out the way so y'all can do what women do on Wednesdays.
What's the insinuation? You see how the tone? Did you like the? I didn't dig the tone. So we can do what women do on Wednesdays. What do women do on Wednesdays, Knuckle? What do women do?
Show
what
us.
Do women do?
I
don't like the tone. I don't like the tone. I do not
That's
like
why. That's why I think he needs more than therapy. I think he might be one of those people who institutionalization might help.
Oh, listen, that's part of the reason, Jackie and Renee. I if I did have a therapist, I would be a little reluctant in what I would tell them because I'm be afraid that if I said too much,
you end up right up in locked up.
if I said too much, if I started talking and speaking my heart, they might send them people with the long jacket and come take me away. So I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself.
Hey,
we should have an internal like we just give it to each other. I think like Kim, you can tell me. I don't think there's anything Kim could tell me that would make me call 911 on her.
I'm not dangerous. I'm really not. I'm only dangerous in certain situations. I'm not a danger to myself.
But I feel like anybody that you would be in danger to, it would be because they're trying to be a danger to me or someone else. So, like I'm good with that. We can,
It's not random. You understand?
Oh no.
Some of these they're random with their stuff. It's not random at all. At all. But anyway, but also downside to therapy. Can't their notes be subpoenaed? Can't their notes of your therapy session be subpoenaed into court?
There's a whole lot of stuff that can happen, and one of the things Laura actually talked about is the reason she doesn't take insurance is because the demands of the insurance company of the information she would be forced to give up on her patients makes her too uncomfortable. So she does not do insurance, and she instead goes with a really varied payment schedule based totally on income, so that she is not beholden to any of these outside corporations with regard to what she discusses with her patients.
Shout out to Laura. Yes,
that is great. That is really fantastic. Yeah, my therapist, who I don't have anymore because Medicare does not. She doesn't take Medicare. Yeah, and that's a whole nother, But she was really fantastic, and she was really great helping me get through. Get through the whole Abdus dying and the health stuff, and man, the stuff I told her, she would be like, "You what? You did what?" Mrs. Luke, like for the first year, it was Mrs. Lukman, and then after the first year, it was like Jackie, what did you? You said what? Well, yeah, you're not going to get good results from that. And she was really great because she helped me learn how or get used to me thinking about how I think, because I didn't realize I do that. And she, after a couple of years, she's like, you analyze yourself a lot, don't you? And I'm like, yeah, I guess I do, because brain doesn't go off and I just kind of sit there and remember things. And so she really helped me navigate that, and really helped me deal with a lot of guilt and grief and rage. I was pretty sure that if I ever saw some people again, I was going to go to jail. I was pretty sure. And she was great. She was just like, so why would you ever see them again if they're in another state? Why is this even a scenario in your head? Why are you even thinking about these people? See, they're living rent free in your head, and they don't need to because they don't live with you. So why are you still be mad, but they're in another state. Don't hold this anger until you actually see them again, which I guess will be never. So she was really fantastic, and I don't expect to find somebody else like her soon. But I'm looking.
Well, look no further. Dear Doctor, 2 step us into the news, please, and thank you. hit y'all with the Fela. Good morning, Black folks and non-Black folks. Welcome to Black Liberation Media, where we want Black people to get free. And if you down for Black people getting free, then you're in the right place. Congratulations. It's the Remix Morning Show, Women's Wednesdays. We've got Jacqueline Lukban, Renee Johnston. I'm sorry, Renee. I always play with your name because I just like it. You can do a lot with Renee.
I actually have a cousin who used to call me Renee, and it drove me nuts. But
I'll stop.
Only because it's you, Kim.
I'm sorry. I do not wish to antagonize my sisters in any way, shape, or form. Renee.
I know it's done with love. She did it to get on my fucking nerves.
No. Can you imagine, like in this day and age, like, can you imagine like intentionally irritating or provoking a Black woman? Like even Black women you don't like, you know what I'm saying?
I couldn't imagine it. Hey, new show coming up. Let's talk. Ear Doctor. Be a chatty patty with the Ear Doctor. Come on, I see it. Y'all can just call in and we'll talk.
Wow. I think people will take you up on that, Naka.
But not a chatty patty. Like what? A chatty patty? Where did
Patty come from? And why does Kathy now no longer have a job? What did Kathy do to be demoted and fired like this? And who the hell is Patty that she walked on in and got Kathy's job? Ear Doctor. See, this
and is why is Ear Doctor calling himself Patty? What is going on?
What the heck?
No, you be a chatty patty. You could come and chat to me.
Patty.
It is.
He's blending Chatty Cathy and Krabby Patty from SpongeBob and SquarePants.
No, I'm getting it from Dame Dash. He said niggas be chatty patties out here.
This is why we hate capitalism, and we're not crazy about it. Because see what they do.
Okay. I don't know if that's a real thing, anybody.
But I hope not. If that's not real, y'all, please don't be looking for that. That's not real. And you don't want that. We want better for you.
Definitely.
Set your bells and notifications. Subscribe here to Black Liberation Media. If you care to support us with your money and your love and your time, you can do so. blkliberationmedia.org and or Patreon. I think you may have a new Patreon discussion coming to you possibly today, maybe tomorrow. Who can really say? Go on over to Patreon and sign up so you can get access to exclusive information and content that you don't get over here on YouTube. YouTube.
Absolutely.
So top of the morning to you girls. What are we up to today? What's going on? The news. If I didn't need my phone for a lifeline to the world, I would throw this motherfucker on the train tracks probably on a daily basis. Like I would throw it on the train tracks, I would go retrieve it, and I'd come back in my yard and I'd throw it back on the train tracks again. Because this bitch don't never have nothing positive to say. Just it's
always
a square of negativity. That's it. Rectangle of negativity.
Negativity.
I can't stand it.
We get in the car in the mornings, and because of the timing of getting in the car, it's always when WBAI is doing their like roundup of international news, national news, and they do like an 8-minute roundup. Mm-hmm. And every morning I'm like, these motherfuckers. Like what is happening? Like yesterday they were talking about, and they returned to it because he's still saying that like Israel has to be in Lebanon to protect itself against Hezbollah. And I'm like, is anyone like, if I walk into someone else's house, right, and the person who's living in that house punches me in the face, like I don't have a right to do, like, why am I there? Like, why am I in their house demanding like, I just don't. So every time I listen to them talk about how they're going after the Hezbollah pockets, they're hiding in these residential towns, and I'm just
hiding in their homeland. Is that what they're doing?
Hiding in their homes.
Right.
The dam is Hezbollah because either the U.S. or Israel, either one, they're both the same. Bombed a dam in
Yes.
a town in Lebanon, and so they're going to murder thousands of Lebanese by flooding their towns. No,
Yeah.
yeah. So Hezbollah is in the water. Hezbollah was in the hospitals. Hezbollah is in the schools. Hezbollah is in the churches. Hezbollah is in the mosques. Hezbollah is in it's in all of the villages. Hezbollah is in all of the entire villages that not only has Israel bombed, but there is a video that I saw a couple of days ago, and I was sick to my stomach and I had to turn that damn thing off. But this isn't the first time the Israelis have done this, where the IOF videos the bombing of the destruction of an entire Lebanese village, and they send the footage back to Israel where people sit and watch it on a big screen in a plaza, and they're enjoying it. I don't know how else I can say, what are y'all gonna do with those people when all of this is, however it ends? Because those people are, a lot of them have already gone back to where they came from, and they're already causing problems. Israeli society is genocidal. It's not just Netanyahu. It's not yet just Ben Gvir. It's not just the right wing. It is Israeli society. Yes, there are pockets of resistance within Israeli society, but please listen to me, y'all. That's a few people, a very, very few people compared to the amount of Israeli society that wants, celebrates joy. They find joy in, they really believe they have a divine right to slaughter everyone who is in their way of their so-called greater Israel. Even they really believe it. They really do not have any human compassion or feeling whatsoever for anybody who's not Israeli, right? So if you think being on their side is going to protect you, please understand that they look at Gentiles as people who exist to die for them, right? That's why they're fine with the US military doing whatever and they're doing this other thing, because they fully expect US citizens to go to war and die for them in order for them to establish their Eretz Israel. They have said it. So we need to let go of these illusions about how we think we're going to have to deal with these people. These people are evil. They are the personification of evil. I don't know how else to describe these people. I think I am more afraid of what they are going to do once once they are finally fully confronted, and Israelis disperse back to locales that they came from. I think I'm more afraid of that, because we've seen world governments stand beside what Israel has done to Palestinians and Lebanese, Syrians. And we've seen these governments repress their own people who have been protesting that. What makes us think countries like Germany, the United States, France, and these other countries that have supported this, what makes us think they're not going to give those Israelis cover for the chaos and murder they're going to commit in their countries. It's
I
gonna be
mean,
awful.
let's not forget about Project. What was it? Project Paperclip? Wasn't that the name of it? Where they brought all the Nazis and gave them cover. And I mean, this is precedent. It's what they do already, right? So I don't expect any better. But I do think it's interesting that no one is talking. You know, people are so quick to talk about how the billionaires are fleeing New York because of Mamdani, which isn't happening, and that's not like a support of Mamdani. It's just like factual. Like people are not fleeing New York because Mamdani is the mayor, but no one's talking about how many people are fleeing isn't real to go back to where they came from because they didn't need to be there. Right? Like, can we?
But then they are setting up new colonial outposts, right? So Sri Lanka is dealing with Zionists coming and fucking up shit.
And Australia
Thailand,
and Greece.
Australia, the Philippines, Cyprus. Where is it in South America? Is it Chile? Where
Patagonia was where they tried to burn. Well, one of them basically burned down, almost burned down one of the forests in Patagonia, caused a huge fire. Yeah, they're getting kicked out of restaurants, they're getting kicked out of hotels, they're getting cussed out, they're getting their asses kicked, but it's not enough for me. It's not enough.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
No safe haven, no safe haven for Zionists anywhere.
That's gonna be the struggle. And you know, because you're not hearing about these things that they're doing in other countries on corporate media, because I tried to look at the news.
Which news? So Jackie, tell us which news. I'm always interested.
I tried ABC, and oh my God.
With that handsome devil David Muir. Did you see him?
It was because I do like his face. I like his face. His face is very nice, but man, the crap that comes out of that mouth is just, that was useless. Thank you, useless, gorgeous man. And you know,
usually how it goes, isn't it? But anyway, let me shut up.
Yeah, but the state of the media now is such that there is now. Look, we've seen the way the media has been the past, 3 years, just since 2023. We've seen the way the media lied about Russia and Ukraine, and I thought we got that U.S. media lies for the empire. I thought we understood that. I think I'm wondering if people have forgotten that we came to that conclusion, and now people are like, gee, I don't understand why people don't know what's going on in Israel. Because what corporate media outlet is showing the footage that you and I are seeing on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and whatever social, they're not showing that. So yeah, folks in middle America, they're not on the same social media sites and accounts that we are. Nope. They're getting all their news from Fox News, and their social media sites that they trust and enjoy. And they're looking at these same videos and they're saying it's fake news.
Can you imagine trying to communicate to somebody, for example, the story that has broken? I mean, it's been over a year plus since the widespread reporting globally of the sexual abuse that Palestinian detainees, hostages are subjected to while in IOF custody. And I guess there was a more recent report that was distributed where, in addition to the existing atrocities that we knew, when I heard that they were using dogs to sexually assault people, imagine telling somebody who has never encountered this news at all that is factually a thing. They're going to think that you're lying because that sounds insane, right? It sounds like something that is not even possible. What do you mean they used a dog to sexually assault a person? What are you talking about? That's not true, but it's very true. Like, not only is it true, these niggas is on TV bragging about it. So it's like, I can see how, the phrase is there's two Americas. No, there's probably actually 10 Americas, right? like, because everybody is siloed into their own news atmosphere and is oblivious to what's happening on the other side. So we live in very bizarre times when it comes to information dissemination.
Yeah.
And I'm curious about sorry, Jackie.
No, go ahead.
So the story with the flotilla,
Yes.
that, like people were like, wait, what do you mean this all happened? And our mainstream media is not talking about it
at all.
They're being very, very quiet. And these are all people who you would think there would be at least some kind of focus on what's happening. But if they admit that it happened on the flotilla and that it happened to these people, it gets very, very hard to convince people that this is not consistent behavior. Because what they did to the people on the flotilla is not different than what they've done to Palestinians all along. And so, how do you resolve this?
Yeah, and this is one of the stories, and I think I had to really kind of sit with the fact that, you know what, everything I have learned, I got that information from sources that are not quote unquote mainstream, right? But most people in this country really do still read,
really
watch,
do.
listen to mainstream. So they're not getting this information. They're not. And I'm glad you brought that issue up, Kim, because I don't understand no, it's not that I don't understand. There's no way we can explain this without talking about history.
Exactly.
Right? Because when you come up against people who are like, oh, that's not true, Israel would never do that, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we do have a very long history of Israel doing exactly this, but not only Israel, we also have the history of the Nazis doing this, right? But we also have the history of guess who doing this to guess who in this country. So when we look at the fact that so many people in this country do not know basic history about this place, about the global struggle against fascism and Israel. It clarifies or confirms for me that the attack on education, the attack on the media is connected. It is absolutely, because how else do you keep 330 million people this ignorant about something this horrible that is going on in the world? So if you all hadn't heard, the flotilla activists that are what Renee just brought up, when they got back to their locations and some of the places that they went to in order to I guess layovers before they get to their final destination, I think there was one place that some of the flotilla activists came from where they were beaten by their own damn police.
What?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the response of some governments to people protesting genocide really just exposes how fascist those countries really are, right? So this idea of democracy just doesn't fucking exist in these countries. And I think everybody is figuring that out, finding that out. Now, well, not everybody, but the people who know. But so what has happened, of course, they couldn't say anything while they were there. And the reason this has become a story is because Ben-Gvir filmed himself and his goons abusing these folks in an Israeli detention center, right? Because this wasn't the only group of flotilla activists that they kidnapped and detained and abused, but this is the only time that the abuse or a part of it was filmed, right? That's why this particular story got the attention, even among the anti-genocide circles that it did, because there's video. And now countries are like, Ben-Gvir, you went too far, which that's a whole nother discussion. Because like, where were y'all before? When you knew he was doing this with, two Palestinians and worse. But I feel like when we present this information to people who we know are not getting it from corporate media sources, I think that's the perfect opportunity for us to be like, okay, I know you don't believe this, but here, look, these are all these other instances where Israel did this in the past 15, 20 years. And it was reported on corporate media. Back in 1987, CBS reported it because there was a time when corporate media did report on some of the bullshit that Israel was doing. And then we use that opportunity to talk about, okay, but this is what the Nazis did too. That's where they got it from. Because you don't just think this up, right? No normal person thinks this up. But guess where the Nazis got it from? Right? So these folks were, and not just Australians, everybody from all of the different countries were not only physically assaulted, they were beaten, they were injured, broken bones, broken ribs, but the women were also raped. Some of the women were also raped.
Yep.
Yeah. So I am very interested to see, in not a pleasant way, but I'm just, it is a foreboding of what is going to happen when these folks do leave, because they're done. I think they're closer to being done than they've ever been in their existence, and for that I am grateful. But they're gonna go somewhere. They're gonna leave that area and they're gonna go somewhere, whether it's Lebanon or somewhere back to where they came from. They're gonna go somewhere, and this is the kind of shit people are gonna have to deal with. I want to know how.
What was that resolution? And I can't remember if Congress actually passed it, but I know it was before Congress, redefining anti-Semitism to include phrases like "from the river to the sea," etc.
Yes.
Yeah,
You guys,
it's the IHRA
there we go.
definition, which is basically, which also I think a lot of people don't even realize it's not even the definition. It's all their additional clauses of
Yes.
ways that people should view the definition.
Did it pass?
I don't think so. But what's happened is you have all these localities, individual districts, cities, towns, councils, yada yada, that are
Even
passing
states,
it. Right.
Mhm.
And so, even in South Jersey, there was a big kick up because there was an Israeli flag day, and it was like half US flags and half Israel flags.
Yikes.
And so yeah. So you have a lot of contention happening because you have all these local spaces where they're aligned with the Zionist community members and pushing these outrageous things so that they can silence people. Like, that's the whole point. Because the minute you put something like this in place, you now have an excuse to say, well, now you can't protest because it's against our state mandates.
I was thinking, in anticipation of maybe expecting a wave of, I can't even call them Zionist migrants because they just be coming back home, right? It's like, anyways, so when they flee Israel and decide to return back to the United States, oh, well, you guys can't come out and say to the river to the sea because that's a crime, So anyway, I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I was in the back cleaning up. We got company.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. What?
He
Do you know
wasn't
how
clean.
clean I keep my crib?
I believe
You know what it is, Jackie? From not having my own spot to finally having my own spot, I really appreciate it, especially after having junky roommates and stuff like that.
I feel that.
Oh my
I feel
goodness.
that.
Anyway,
Yeah.
let's give some love out to Old Grease sending in $5. Oh God, give us courage to change what must be altered, serenity to accept what we cannot be helped, and insight to know the one from the other. Right. I ain't read it right. Hey Rob, Bull City Vanguard sitting in
I
$4.99.
don't like your tone, bro. What's up with your tone? Again, the tone.
In North Carolina.
This is a joyous occasion. People are spreading love.
Here you go. Hey Rob in the building, sitting for $4.99. In North Carolina, when you apply for concealers carry permit, sheriff's office looks into your health records. Wow.
Really?
Ain't that something? Now, brother Jamil sending in $4.99.
Thank you.
All right. Chronicalizing Black Hope, Sorrow, and Resistance. Love from your WPWF family and the Bean Pie Squad.
I mean, how did he get that wrong? I don't
know where all of the extra letters and words came from, but that's okay. That's okay. It's all right.
I added
it's
some.
It's okay.
WPFW. WPFW.
Oh, WPFW. What did I say?
A lot more.
Hey, I'm learning. Yeah. You know, I'm trying to be more foreboding.
Ooh,
it's a strong intuitive feeling or that something's bad, harmful, or unfortunate is going to happen.
So why are you trying to be more foreboding?
You know what? Every Wednesday, I do feel like that. I do get that from you. Like something awful is about to happen.
All right.
The chat said you should have pronunciation of the day instead of word of the day.
Word, that'll be good. You can see that, Kim? Wow. Other things.
Oh, that would Lord, take a breath.
No, other things she can't see, but she can see that. Let me find out.
Y'all are messing with my hormones. Take the break. Doggone it.
If you had hair, I would reach out and pull it.
Oh, ouch.
Yo, right off.
For me and Kim Brown, classical breakdown tomorrow. Heavy D and the boys.
I will yank you right by the back of your head.
All right, let's go take a break right here on no other than, you know what it is, y'all. The Remix Morning Show. Let's go. Hot flash, boy.
If you see-
It's time for a remix on the remix. Let's get it.
Oh, hey. You don't know, babe, when you hold me and kiss me slowly, it's the sweetest thing. And it don't change if I had it my way.
Let me take you to a time and place. Let me take you to the year of 2017. Yes, we're talking about the artist Her. Yes, featured Daniel Caesar on that right there. The name of that song is Best Part off her album Her. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Go to patreon.com, become a member over there and get footage that's rare. Donate where at blkliberationmedia.org. Thank you and show your love. Get you some merch and all that. All right, let's get back to it right here on the Remix Morning Show. Let's go.
That's nice. Right. Yeah, that was very nice.
Well, let's go ahead and make room for our guests. You ready?
Yeah, let's get it. Yes.
You got caught. You got caught, Jackie.
I love that song. I don't know why. I love that part of that song every time.
piano.
Yes, it is. Hey, thank you so much, y'all. Welcome back to the Remix Morning Show, or thank you for continuing with us. For those of you who have been on, hey, it's Women's Wednesday. I'm Jackie Lukeman. That's Renee. That's Kim Brown, burning it down there. And we are joined by our special guest on this day. We might as well call this BAP Wednesday too. So let's just do it. So, I'm happy that we are joined today by Comrade Frames, who is a member of the Black Alliance for Peace Africa team, and BAP Pittsburgh, a member of the Black Socialist Formation, and one of the Black BAP delegates who went to Nairobi, Kenya a few weeks ago. And man, y'all have a story to tell, Comrade. Thanks for joining. And glad to see you all back safe. I have to tell you that as the chairperson of the coordinating committee, man, when I woke up to that news, I was like, where my people at? Where my people
at? We felt the concern, so I appreciate that. That means a lot.
So fill the people in on what we're talking about here, and how people can learn about what we're talking about here, because what we are talking about is something very, very serious. It was an experience that was harrowing for you all, but you absolutely learned some important things. So tell us about what we're going on about here, Frames.
Oh, absolutely. And thank y'all so much for having me as well. Yeah, so for those who don't know, France and Kenya collaborated on the Africa Forward Summit. This is just to give a little context to what we actually attended, what we were a delegation for. On May 11th and 12th, there was that France Africa Summit, rebranded as the Africa Forward Summit, featuring Emmanuel Macron, President of France, as well as, of course, highlighting William Ruto, President of Kenya right now, neo-colonial comprador, President of Kenya right now. And it invited also something like 30 African heads of state, mostly, playing similar comprador roles in their respective nations. And this summit rather, was focusing on these ideas of French investment in Kenya and on the continent in general, supposedly aiming at changing the relationship between France and the continent into one of mutual partnership. For anyone who pays attention, anyone who studies history and can pay attention to the current as well, we know that France's relationship with the continent has always been a colonial one, and that there is no plan or intention for that to change anytime soon. So the Communist Party of Kenya, primarily, along with, in collaboration with some other anti-imperialist organizations, put together PASAI, which was the Pan-Africanism Summit Against Imperialism, which was a counter summit to this Africa Forward Summit that took place on the same dates, May 11th and 12th. And as you can see on the flyer, this is what we're going to be giving a report back on this coming Saturday. So it brought together some anti-imperialist comrades from Kenya, throughout the CPNK and Kenya in general, some other comrades from the continent, and internationally we have folks from BAP sent a delegation. Of course, there were 4 of us. We had some folks from Germany, we had some folks from England, we had some folks from France, which was important as well. So and more. That's just to name a few, right? So the summit, the counter summit, PASAI, focused on just giving some, getting the comrades together under anti-imperialist sentiment, calling out French imperialism for what it is, calling out this Africa Forward Summit for what it really is, what it truly is, speaking about some more of the neo-colonial imperialist tactics being employed by France currently in Kenya. For instance, an agreement signed between France and Kenya to give military immunity to French troops entering and positioning themselves in Kenya. And we already know that the US has a military presence in Kenya. We know that England has a military presence in Kenya still. And so these we all understand, right? As you know, anti-imperialist Pan-Africanists, we understand that the ultimate strategy for the West, for all these NATO nations, whether it be the U.S., is the biggest. It shows itself to be the biggest and most violent neo-colonial imperialist entity affecting the continent and really the globe, right? Whether it's the UK, whether it's France, their goal is to secure whatever kind of foothold they can on the continent to continue this neo-colonial, extractive, exploitative relationship with the continent, and that's what we gathered together to talk about, and then we held a demonstration. And to what you were referencing, so the demonstration just marching through Nairobi, intended to head toward a statue of Dedan Kimathi, a Kenyan revolutionary. And on our way there, we were met with repression from Kenyan police. They stopped us at first, tried to slow us down, redirect us, but very, very quickly, it got a lot more aggressive. They fired some shots in the air. They threw tear gas and ultimately dispersed the procession we had, simply calling out, French colonialism, Western imperialism in general. And that was what we experienced. And while that was a huge, hugely impactful part of that, I would say that I'd be remiss not to mention just like everything else about that experience, which was just so enlightening, so impactful. The comrades in the CPMK are sharp. The other comrades from around, who gathered for PASAD for that summit are so sharp. The analysis was sharp. It was quite an experience as well, being in Nairobi, being in Kenya, and seeing the difference in the shape of the repression, the style of the repression, right? And we talk about how we encounter repression from the state here in the belly of the beast. It's different. It's still repression. It's still violent. It's still dangerous. And just as well, I think it's very useful to understand the different ways that shows up when you're in a nation within national borders that are ruled in a more overtly, right, neo-colonial, more, the contradictions feel perhaps sharper, right, in Kenya than here, right, because the quality of life, the level, the scale, the rate of the exploitation is just a lot more pronounced. It's a lot more extreme. And I think that's directly reflected in the kind of repression that, honestly, the comrades in the Communist Party Marxist Kenya face on a regular basis. I think what we experienced was only a piece of what they stand against every day, and they stand resolute, they stand sharp, unintimidated by that. And I think that was just really, it was inspiring, it was helpful, it was motivating. And yeah, I appreciated being able to witness that and also connect with the comrades there.
Yeah, I really appreciate that framing, and I hope that folks are able to register for Saturday's report back. That will be May 30th. Let me pop it on the screen again for you so you can see it, so that you can take a picture of this QR code, do this QR code here, or I put this link in the chat for you so that you can register for this report back that will happen this Saturday, 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific, 6 to 8. What is EAT? I don't know what that is. I am too old. Oh my God. Anyway, but that other time zone. And these are, we'll have one of the comrades from the Communist Party, Marxist Kenya, as a speaker. And our other delegates, Elon Frames here, Netfa Freeman, and Margaret Kimberly. So please register for this important report back. Thank you so much, Maggio. East African time. See, I need to get to the continent so I know these things. So yes, yeah. So I really appreciate, Frames, that you shared the optimism and the steadfastness of the CKMP, particularly in light of the fact that Booker O'Malley was arrested twice, right? and other some other comrades who were members of the party were also detained for about a week or so. And this is, as you said, it's not new. How have they managed to maintain? I mean, did they give you did they explain where that sense of optimism and steadfastness comes from in the face of that kind of immediate and violent repression that, like you said, that wasn't new that day. This is something because that wasn't even the first time Booker had been arrested. So, I mean, did you get a sense from them how they maintain that attitude?
Yeah, yeah. I think one thing that was very clear from uh, the way they expressed their politics and the way they expressed their, reactions to the day, was just that they're very confident and assured in their analysis and in their strategy for organizing themselves and connecting with the masses of Kenyan peoples and the masses of oppressed proletarians throughout the globe. I think it's very clear to them that there is the only option is to resist, right? There is no other option for us that will provide us any kind of liberation or genuine, worthwhile comfort. Our conditions are that for one of, we are being exploited, and they will kill us as long as they have the chance and the ability to kill us. And that's kind of how I interpreted their uh, their their stance. Is very clear that they have a clear vision for what kind of society we need to live in, who our enemy is, and the importance of attacking that enemy, of confronting that enemy in for our own liberation, right? For us, for the masses of people. And just one thing I'll also mention, I think, so that day for that particular demonstration, Booker wasn't arrested, but he did have, yeah, he did have a court case the following day, for which a lot of the comrades there showed up in support because there were trumped up charges against him from previous arrests. So he definitely has, been arrested before quite a few times. But there were 9 comrades from the CPMK who were arrested as a part of that demonstration. Before that, the day before, there were 5 student comrades who were arrested, who were directly protesting the summit. And then there were 5 international delegates who were arrested on that Tuesday. And the internationals that were arrested were kept for about 3 days before finally being released.
That is just, I always keep in mind that, this work that we do when we have the opportunity, and it is an opportunity that we are able, that we are doing work that people in other countries reach out to us and say, hey, we are putting together a delegation of international anti-imperialists and organizers, and we would love to have that present. That is an incredible honor that we have been able to take advantage of, and that has been presented to us. And it just floors me that people, that anti-imperialists in countries that have been in this fight, people who have grown up in this fight in a whole nother country, are like, do we have anybody from BAP here? Just, in 9 years, that's what we've done. That, so, but as much as we are able to participate in these delegations to go and see for ourselves and come back and report to our people, most of the time it's very safe. But look, the situation in countries are what they are, and sometimes we do have to see things as they are, and sometimes that does mean we may end up in situations that are a little tight. a little tighter than we're used to here. So I really appreciate that you were able to go, and that everyone was able to see what they did to engage with these comrades. That of course everyone is safe and everyone is home now. But also, I am so glad that you all were able to see the dedication of those folks. And a lot of those folks are really young, aren't they, Frames?
Absolutely. I think that was another thing really that touched me. I think it was just real it was real motivating. It's you can't help but be motivated and inspired when you encounter comrades, that sharp, that steadfast, like you said. I appreciate that word. And yeah, very young. I feel like on average, the members that we met were probably in their mid to late 20s. And I don't know if I'm, undershooting or overshooting that, but it was real mostly young. And that's the party. I'm talking about the party. I'm not just talking about like the mass organization that, brings together lots of folks who also, are comprise quite a bit of youth, so it was young, definitely a young party, definitely a very revolutionary party. It's a very, they're very committed, very clear, and they keep each other clear. And I think that's what's really important. We have a lot, I think, that we can glean from that and learn from that. So I agree with you. It's really quite an honor to be able to be invited, to be recognized as, comrades, right, in the struggle against imperialism, people who believe in Pan-Africanism, revolutionary Pan-Africanism, right, not a reactionary Pan-Africanism, but one that truly wants to confront imperialism, confront capitalism.
Not Emmanuel Macron.
Real quick, if y'all don't mind, because Netfa put this in the chat, and I just feel like it's yelling at everybody, and they need to see it. So Netfa says they have internalized what class privilege organized, and Africans in the U.S. have yet to internalize. There is no romanticizing about the revolution, and I think that's such a important thing, because I think so many people here look at protest and going, like, they're gonna go, they're gonna walk, they're gonna hold their signs, and then they're gonna go get their latte. And it's like, like people don't, it's such a different understanding when you're in a space where you recognize that the revolutionary struggle means like you might have to fight. It means you might have to get arrested. It means you might get killed. It means, like, there's so many, being a revolutionary is not about holding your sign and then going to grab a latte after and being like, oh, I went to walk with my pink hat on. Like, it's such a different life. It's just such a different life. But if you have time frames, can you maybe talk about, and you said a little bit, but is there any one thing in particular that surprised you that you came back with that you weren't expecting to come back with?
That's a great question, Renee. I appreciate that. It's kind of like, I feel like I went, and I'm not sure if I knew what I'd expect to come back with. I think the experience as a whole really, I think it definitely lit a spark for me. And I don't know if I expected to come back and just remain in good touch with a couple of the Kenyan comrades that I met over there, but like we've been, chopping it up, here and there. And that's been really cool, because I think it's just, it's important to be able to have perspective and understand how our comrades are giving themselves to this struggle in their own contexts where they're at. And I think part of what has come from that is just more ideas for how we engage with our people, right? Because there are those of us who are involved in, organizations like BAP and other organizations that are confronting imperialism directly. And we have each other, right? And we organize and we talk with each other, and we study together, which is really important for us to study together, and we engage in action together. And there's always space for us to learn and improve in the ways we do those things. But what I was really, I think what I didn't fully expect to come away with was hearing some of the experiences and strategies for engaging the masses who are not quite organized into a party or a formation or an organization like that already. And how we connect with the people who, how we connect with the masses. So I was hearing from some comrades about, for instance, how they engage our people in the countryside in Kenya, and strategies for doing that. And it just gave me ideas, right? Okay, this over here, I'm based here in Pittsburgh, and this is not the countryside in Kenya, but I can also definitely think about how many of our people are here and how important it is for us to be thinking about how we just get to talking and speaking with our people, no matter where they're at in their proximity to an organization, right? And try to come to a common understanding together, all together, about what our conditions are exactly, what the reason for those conditions are, and how we confront them. And I think that's just a really important thing that we always need to be able to do, right? We can't just be talking to folks who come to that, right, come to an organization or come to that, on their own. Like, we have to be able to talk to our people. That includes our family members, our friends, our co-workers, right? Strangers, we talk, we got to talk to people more on the street too, and just like engage our people more. So I think that's one of the things that, in hindsight, it shouldn't have surprised me that would be something I took away, but it's not something I expected to be reflecting on so much now.
Thank you. It's always the thing you don't think about, which is why I always love to get that part of it, because it's always the thing that you wasn't even in your brain as a consideration. So I do, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Sure.
Kim, you got a question?
I'm just listening because I'm trying to put myself in your shoes, and it's hard for me to do that. To understand that you could easily face repression and brutality right here in the United States, and you raised your hand to go over there and face it on behalf of other folks in a half a world away. So I just appreciate your fortitude and your bravery, because most people are not built that way, myself included. So I definitely appreciate the work, and I'm just taking in all parts of this experience.
I appreciate that a lot. And I say too, to that, even like I said, and it's not to minimize it or diminish it at all, but I say that our comrades in the CPMK, they face that and worse, on a regular basis. And that touched me. And I think recognizing that, one thing about the repression that I don't know if I really articulated well already, is that I think the level of the repression also is very helpful in proving for us, right, our relationship to the compradors, to the colonizers, right? It's like the level of the repression really makes very clear for us that what we are saying, what our stance is politically, actively, is in direct opposition to what our colonizers, what this ruling class has in store for us, and believes and wants for us as a globe, right? And so I think something that's really helpful is, I think it is, scary to face repression for sure. And I would do it again though, because coming away from it, it's like realizing, you can't get more sure than this, that we are fighting in a struggle. We are fighting against an enemy and this is a worthwhile fight. It's a worthwhile battle. It's a worthwhile war, because we want our people to be free. And ultimately, we understand that we're going to see repression whether we fight or we don't fight. Yeah, and so that doesn't make it easy to face, but I think it makes it clear for us that, okay, this is necessary. This is a necessary a thing to wage, war to wage, battle to wage against imperialism.
Mm-hmm. It is necessary, and it is necessary for you to register for this report back this Saturday, May 30th. Here are the times. Here's the QR code. I will put the registration link in the chat again for you because it's a little bit up a little bit further. Frames, thank you so much for coming on and talking about your experience and previewing this fantastic report back and webinar for us today. And thank you for all of the work that you're doing and your enthusiasm. I saw that sign. I was like, hey, that's Frames.
Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate y'all so much.
All right, comrade. Thanks so much. Peace.
Peace.
All right, all right.
That's the stuff. I love it. I love it so much. Now that everybody's back safe and I'm not having an anxiety.
It's rough when you're watching it, and it's especially when it's people you know. And I want to clarify, like, my commentary about people with signs and Frames did not go get a latte and then go take a nap after he held his sign up. And so I want people to be very clear that when I speak of those things in ways that's sarcastic, it's because I literally know people who will make a sign and go walk and then go get their latte and then go home and watch a movie and do no other nothing, right? So I'm speaking specifically to the lack of dedication to actual organizing that people that go along with these things, right? So it is about, Ricky said dedicated in the chat multiple times, and it's about that, right? It's about really paying attention to doing the thing that people sometimes are afraid to do, sometimes think they don't have time to do, sometimes, they're not prepared, they don't read, they're not in an organization. And the goal for me is always to encourage people to do something more than you did the last time, right? So if you convince yourself to go out there and do something the last time, all for it. I'm not going to be mad at people, whatever. But if the next time you could go find somebody who's there that's part of an organization that's actually working towards something, maybe that's the thing that you do the next time, right? Like, take that extra step. And so, I don't know. Sometimes it feels very much like I make a comment and then all this stuff starts flooding. And I'm like, I don't know if people are just missing the point or what, but yeah.
Yeah, some people do like missing the point. I mean, because I guess after I've been on a few of these delegations and it's interesting, Venezuela twice, and learned about the 2002 coup that I didn't know everything about until I went to Venezuela and learned. I just went again earlier this year, I think. Yeah, and have been very careful about what I say about that trip, because of everything that's going on. Went to China, learned about all this incredible stuff in China, and contributed to this book about China. And people still got weird stuff to say about China. Went to Cuba and saw the wonder that is Cuba and the wonderfulness that is Cuba, and people are still, dictators and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, people who don't know will, and honestly, who don't want to know, that's always going to be their response. I've kind of learned that for, at least for me, from what I've seen, there are some people who will be kind of amazed, and they'll be, they're open to learning something new. They're open to having their perception, their very colonized imperialist perception of these other countries challenged, especially when you have pictures. People like pictures. That's very weird, but okay. But a lot of people, especially I think when we're talking about countries in the global South with a bunch of African and indigenous people. I think a lot of people in this country are just racist as fuck, and they really don't. That you go to these places and you tell them not at all what you think. These people are way smarter than you think, and they just refuse to believe it because they want to continue to believe the imperialist lies about those people. And the lie is that those people can't govern themselves, that they are ignorant, that they are lazy, that their countries are underdeveloped because they're backward. And we anti-imperialists go and see the truth. These countries are underdeveloped because of capitalism, because of imperialism. And we've seen proof of it.
Right.
And
sometimes I want to ask people, like, have you never gone to like some places in upstate New York where they don't have access? Like, that people will look at spots outside of the world and be like, oh, and you have no idea that there's actually an area probably in your own state where people don't have access to good food, don't have access to water, the air is dirty, the ground is dirty, like they don't have running electricity on a regular basis. Like people don't understand that capitalism does this everywhere, right? And the whole US exceptionalism, that, you know, somehow things are always better here, that people just don't understand that the myopic view of what the US is literally like, it's so far from reality, far from reality. And I've been all over this country and I have seen some things that have made me be like, that people don't know that people live this way within our own borders. Wild.
And that's like the interesting thing about being invited to go on these delegations and seeing how people in these countries that are supposed to be, you know, run by authoritarians and, you know, we all evil communist dictatorships, and you go to these countries and the government has provided housing for the people. Like, literally in Venezuela, we're in the apartment of a man who's like, yeah, the government gave us, they built these and they gave us this is my house. Yes, I had to pay a little something for it, but the government built these, paid for them. And you know, the little bit that we have to pay, yeah, we have to pay for electricity. And then when they tell us how much they have to pay for the electricity, they're like, what do you mean less than $20 a month? What are you talking about? And you see how people in a so-called backward evil communist dictatorship are living dignified lives without debt that's crippling and pushing them into homelessness and bankruptcy, who are not living in countries where getting sick means it wipes out your savings and you can't afford your rent. I found it a little bit easier to explain to people that, you know, how your cousins up in Appalachia or your cousins who live in the trailer park and who have a hard time with running water, and, you know, in the neglected neighborhoods in the South, in particular, the cancer alleys. Cuba doesn't do that, right? Venezuela doesn't do that. China doesn't do that. And the people in the global South who are fighting their governments, they're fighting to keep their governments from going back to that. People have responded to kind of that, and along with the pictures, but it's still hard. Renee is absolutely, she's absolutely right. It is hard to get people here to understand just how much of a third world country they live in, and how the rest of the world is not at all like this place says it is. That's the difficult part of organizing, I think. And it's made even more difficult because of the geographic differences. We're not, you know, communities not close to each other, communities being pretty much homogenous in a lot of places in the country. And then just the lack of ease of travel. We can't even get to other people in the country easily without a lot of money and a lot of time.
The amount of money that it costs to fly to a different part of the country, like, and not even like going far, like $400 for an hour and a half flight is outrageous. What is happening right now? And this is what's happening, right? Like this is what's happening. And I don't know which y'all he's talking about, because I wasn't talking about rural and trailer park. I never said either of those were. Maybe they're talking about the chat. But this is a fair statement. Stop saying rural and trailer parks when we think about parts of the US. Look at our cities, they're terrible. How many unhoused do you see? This doesn't happen in China. Now, I believe there is unhoused people in China. It's just a smaller population, much smaller, right?
No.
There's not. I know they significantly dropped the unhoused community, but I thought there was still there. Are they all gone? Is the entire? I've never been, and I'm just quasi following the news on this. So
everyone in China has a home.
There we go.
And the government requires that everyone in China has a home.
I knew there was a big, because I know they've been building, and there was a big push to reduce. I just didn't know if they had actually gotten to the 100%, because I knew that was one of the strategy, one of the things that they were working on. But this is correct. Like the cities are the worst environmental space that I know of in New Jersey is in Newark, which is a city, right? Like, because there's the alley, there's another alley between, is it Louisiana going into Alabama? Is it that there's another cancer alley that goes through there? And it's not just about, I don't even know that just looking at the unhoused population is it. I mean, if you go into a city and half the houses on the block are boarded up, and people are unable to do things, like all of that is real as well, right? So when I said upstate New York, that's not all some of these places are cities in upstate New York where it's an absolute disaster. So I wasn't speaking only of rural areas, just so people are clear. So
yeah. Well, I did say trailer parks, and let me tell you why I said trailer parks, because I'm from the country, and trailer parks in this country are almost, for folks living in certain parts of the country, trailer parks are the last rung of poverty for millions of people before homelessness in a lot of rural areas, even if those areas are right outside of a large urban area, because people don't know that right here outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia, not too far from what is that is it Monticello? Jefferson's plantation, whatever it is.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, there's a trailer park that Arlington has been trying to close for years because it's working class and poor people who have nowhere to go. They can't afford to live in Arlington outside of living in the trailer park. So when I point this out, I'm not saying those areas are bad as in regard to the people. Those areas, as well as homeless encampments, as well as urban neglect, because it's not benign neglect anymore, it's neglect and gentrification. Those are all aspects of a system that hates poor people, right? So I said trailer parks because where poor people live and how poor people are forced to live in this country is not a result of the poor people's failure. It's a result of the hatred of this government for those people. That condition doesn't exist in these countries that these same folks here are convinced are much worse than their conditions here. A lot of these poor people are the ones who are like, well, yeah, I have it hard here, but at least I don't live in communist Cuba. Like, you would want to live in communist Cuba. Your life in Cuba would be better than if than what you live here, because here you don't have this, and this. But if you lived in Cuba, you would have a dignified place to live. You would have health care that not only could you afford, but it's free. And free is a weird word because taxes and government resources. So it's not free, it's paid for by the government and the people. They just know where their money goes. Right?
Right.
So
right. Like that, their money is actually going to take care of the people within the nation,
right,
versus
right,
bombing and killing people in other places. Because
yeah, so that's what I mean when I'm pointing out people who live in trailer parks and Appalachia and Skid Row and every working class and poor neighborhood in between. I'm not, I don't want people to think that I'm pointing out that those people in those areas are bad. No, those people in those areas are they are disrespected and disregarded by this government, which is the exact opposite of what happens in the countries that we're told are worse places than here. I hope that made sense. Okay, I'm gonna shut up.
Can we? Do you have a story, Kim? You've been so quiet.
I've been listening. See, I'm model listening, because sometimes people don't know how to listen. They just talk over, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes I just model listening. I'm listening.
Jackie, since I have you, and I always appreciate, look, don't do that. It's never bad. But I have a question about if you're following the story out of Senegal and this foolishness with firing people and pretending like the IMF is not playing a role, but the kids were out in the street after this. There's a whole thing happening, and I don't fully understand it. So I didn't know if you were following the story. As per usual, my assumption is always that there's some bullshit that the West is trying to do to create chaos in a place. And so that's always my estimation whenever I see these stories. But since I had you, I was like, I'm going to ask Jackie.
Yeah, I started reading a little bit about it yesterday. I don't know. And then I wake up this morning and oh no, this was yesterday that I learned that the parliament elected, I guess he was the speaker of parliament, Osman Sonko, on Tuesday. What's today? Wednesday? Yeah, yesterday. But then wasn't he fired by the president?
Yes.
The day before. I was very confused. So I guess there's an argument. They're having an argument about the worsening debt crisis in Senegal because of the IMF. And I am not entirely sure whose anti-IMF or who's pro-IMF in this fight yet. But what I have seen, because I honestly have not had a whole lot of time to really dig into the details of this, but this is the kind of struggle that is happening more and more, I think, in countries where the IMF has had a foothold for years. Now, I'm not sure of the utility of these two fighting each other over the IMF. Go kick the IMF's ass, you know what I mean? Kick them out, just right. But I'm also not entirely sure that this is even real, because how I don't
that part.
see, yeah, like I don't see any of what they are doing here. If it's I don't see how this is going to change the situation with the IMF. So I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not at the point where my understanding of this leads me to identify which side is which, but I'm also not entirely convinced that this is that kind of situation.
Right. I always wonder whenever mainstream starts talking about people in the streets, I always start questioning, like, well, whose people are these exactly? And are we sure that these are people who are actually representing the best interest of the actual people in a place? But whenever you start, it seems to me that whenever people are fighting about how they maintain the best way to maintain a relationship with the IMF, and I'm not seeing a clear, like, why are we involved with the IMF at all, right? Mm-hmm. Because as I've learned over years, that's just another strategy to steal resources. It's not actually about helping anyone within a nation. So I was just, you're my go-to. So I didn't know if you knew anything more than what I was able to see. But okay, so I'm correct in being dubious about the whole thing. And
I would be very dubious, because I kind of feel like the little bit that I read, and again, I admit it wasn't a whole lot. It was a few articles, but it seemed to me like there wasn't a whole lot of really the language against the IMF as an entity as it exists, with the way it operates in general, its existence in Senegal at all. I don't feel like that has been the argument. The argument has been, well, you don't have to squeeze us so hard. You know what I'm not, and I feel like the things that I've seen, I think Sonko say, and I think he's supposed to be the anti-IMF guy. I don't feel like he's anti-IMF enough for me, because the only appropriate position on the IMF is fuck the IMF and get out. But I just kind of felt like he's like, well, I don't want them restructuring the debt, but maybe we can work with them. And yeah, and then the other guy, the president, I don't think anybody knows really what his position on the IMF is, other than let's just keep all the investors happy. Right. So
right.
I don't see.
And the whole, because they were running against each other, right? And then one won the election, quote unquote, whatever, whatever that could mean in any place where we don't 100% know what's happening. Yeah. Appointed the other one who lost as the prime minister and then fired him, which is all very what is happening. But in the end, the IMF, the role of the IMF has always been to maintain the debt of a nation to Western imperialism. So I'm always wondering about what's the story that we don't fully understand. And it's so hard here to get real news. It's just difficult.
Yeah. I would stay away from taking sides on this one, because I just watch from afar.
Works for me.
What is this in the chat? Oh, ear doctor, come on now. Are you mad at Ear Dr. Kim? He thinks you're mad at him.
Oh.
What did you do? What did he do to you? What did he do?
Honey, niggas say able as shit, and now I'm the problem. Now I'm not.
What did he do?
He cut jokes about Kim reading the chat. You did.
You said that?
Yeah. It's all. Listen, y'all joke about me not being able to read all the time, and I take it.
But you
as soon as wait. Can you gonna speak
wrong.
over? You gonna speak over me? I thought I had a chance to talk, Renee. Go ahead, Renee. You got something to say?
No, go ahead. I'm muting.
Y'all joke about me not being able to read all the time, and I take it. As soon as Kim always says, I can't see the chat room, but you find something that somebody says in the chat to say something about me, I'm like, oh, you can see that? And that's a bad joke? Oh, my goodness. And so that's ableist. That's me being ableist.
You know, there's two different kinds of not being able to read, right? Like there's you not being able to read, but you can read. You're not illiterate. You just don't know how to pronounce shit.
I could be a little what is that word where you try to read stuff and it come out different?
Dyslexic. I've been called you Theo Hustle. Okay. I know you, Theo. We know.
Okay, so people, that's my ableism, and y'all laugh all the time. Now, as soon as I bring something up, then it's a problem. Y'all can give but can't take. Me and you is like Pam and Martin. We like Fred and Esther. We go back and forth.
Have you disclosed to us that you have a reading disability?
I do it. Y'all don't hear me read all the time. Shit, y'all can't figure this shit out. The fuck. Anyway, man, Kim, you know I fucks with you. Listen, I don't mean nothing any harm. This is what it is, man.
I'll let the people deal with you. That's fine.
Come on, people. I'm used to it.
So you're telling us now.
See, now Ricky starting shit. Remember he walked you into the glass door? See, that's what they want to do. That's how they do. They just want to start shit. That's why I don't fuck with the chat. I don't fuck with y'all. Y'all be starting shit. I did not mean to walk her into a goddamn glass door. It happened.
No, it didn't just happen.
Oh, here we go. Now we gonna rehash shit.
It didn't just happen. You raised your hand for a job you were not qualified to do.
People don't do that,
and they shouldn't. Yeah, no,
but
they
do. But they do. They do.
It's and not recommended.
I always raise my hand to read these damn star things. Look at this. We got another one. Big up to here. Let's do it again, y'all. Zizuit, $5. Like Sister Soldier says, we are at war, and we need to train cadres to be the vanguard in the struggle against anti-people's class. Did I say that right, Jackie? I see you gas for your pearls over there.
Lovely. Right.
ZZ Lion Dad sending in $10. The World Bank and IMF are slumlord. Stew rent is low. Oh, it's down. It's due. What? Stew rent is due. The ball and chain of finance through interest rates. Okay.
That's a good way to put it. The ball and chain through interest rates. I like that. And yes, you are correct. They were not running against each other. One was not allowed to run. The other was running in his place, but they were working together during the election. There's a whole lot going on there.
I can't do it. I can't.
My fault. Corrected. Appreciate it. Thank you.
That's too complex. So ear doctor, are you telling us now that you have a touch of dyslexia? Because if that's true, I'm not going to mess with you. What do you mean it might be?
I don't know. I'll be reading shit and it just come out different when I say it out loud.
WebMD diagnosis, is that what this is?
It might be. I might need a therapist. Let me go to the barber.
You know
all right, yo, big up to Sonny Rollins. We just lost another one. If y'all got some time this weekend, go check out some Sonny Rollins to get your mind right.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Can you tell us who Sonny Rollins is, please?
Okay, well, Sonny Rollins, Walter Theodore Sonny Rollins, he was a jazz tenor saxophonist. He was born in New York. He just made his transition May the 25th. And he's known for some big hits like St. Thomas, like you just heard right there. He was in that picture, A Great Day at Harlem. And throughout his career, he was named the Saxophone Colossus. He was awarded a Lifetime Grammy Award and was honored at the Kennedy Center's honors in 2011. And he's defined the jazz genre. So there you go.
Mm-hmm. Was this the elder who passed? Was he 95? Is that who I heard? I just heard a snatch of it on the news, but I didn't know who they were talking about. I've never heard.
Yeah, age 95. Yep.
Okay.
That is him. So
interesting.
Yeah. All right. Another live show right here for y'all, the Remix Morning Show, where we work out our things. You know, we get it together. Mm-hmm. We learn every day from each other. Mm-hmm. And we learn how to respect each other. We learn what to say and what not to say.
You're never going to say that again, are you?
What?
Of course he is.
You're never going to say it again. Say it with me. Say it with me.
Say what?
I will never say that again.
I will never say that again.
Him or anybody else.
About Kim
with visual impairment. Never.
Anybody else?
Never. Say the last.
It's
never,
okay.
Ever. Never,
you
ever.
Don't apologize. You say it.
And I'm going to keep taking light-skinned jokes, and I'm going to keep letting the people joke about the fact that I can't read good. So
Sir,
no problem.
Light skin is not a disability, as I keep trying to explain to
I can't change my skin color, Kim. I can't.
I know that, but you have not been oppressed.
Who has it? Who has it? My dark-skinned people, white-skinned people. I'm the one in the middle. I'm the friendly Negro when I walk in the room. I gotta represent black people.
I tried so hard, Grandma.
Boy,
I tried.
I tried too.
Grandma. See?
Anyway, that's Jackie Lukeman. That's Renee Johnson. That's Kim Brown. What you got coming up, Jackie?
Oh my God. Hey, look, tonight, y'all. Please, if you would be so inclined to register for tonight's Assata Shakur Popular Education with Pan-African Community Action in Washington, D.C. There is a Zoom link. That's right. You can participate via Zoom. I will put this in the chat. But while I'm sharing here, please take a picture of this little QR code tonight. 7 to 9 p.m. African Liberation Day, Understanding the Struggle Towards a Free Africa. I will put the link to register in the chat for you. Join the Pan-African Community Action to talk about African Liberation Day and why it is important. There you go.
All right. What you got coming up Saturdays with Renee?
Deculturation is joining us this weekend. We just gonna let it ride, because I just feel like that's going to be the easiest way. I don't want to put them in a box. Let them talk. Outside of that, Black Liberation Media was given permission to also live stream the memorial service for Assata Shakur on Saturday. So we'll be posting that as well in the evening. I think that starts at 6 p.m. on Saturday. Patreon folks, if you have not seen it, there was a very interesting conversation between Jared and Lawrence of Leaders of a Beautiful Struggle that I only partially participated in because I was having a hard time figuring out where the disagreement was, but we're going to work on it and we're going to circle back and we're going to keep talking about this whole policy and practice and how we do these things because it needs to be discussed. So we will circle back as a group and do this again. It'll be ongoing and we'll always release to Patreon first and then everyone else can get it after Patreon gets it. So all of that is happening and we'll see folks on Saturday.
All right. And after me and Kim virtually hug and make up, we'll be here tomorrow for a classical breakdown. Music 101.
This is our usual dance. This is what we do periodically.
Heavy D and the boys. We can't be super cool all the time.
No, I mean, I guess we've just accepted to say fucked up shit to one another. So that's fine.
That's what I'm saying.
These are the rules of engagement. I accept.
You the Pam to my Martin. That's how we get down.
That's fine.
He's saying it in a very passive aggressive way. That's fine.
I mean, because I'm not mad, you understand? But this is the nature of our relationship.
Yeah, I love you, Kim. You know I love all y'all.
And I love you as well, because you know why, Naka? Because I know it's not malicious. It doesn't. Mm-hmm. It's not born of malice. It's born of dumbassery. You understand?
Yeah, I come from a different time. We cracked on each other, and we had no sympathy.
Not trying to be mean and hurt my feelings. You're just a dumbass.
There, I see, and I'll take that. Yeah. All right, the Remix Morning Show, y'all.
Take that.
We'll be back tomorrow morning.
And by the way, Heavy D is the only approved light skin that matters to me.
See, there y'all go with these colorism shits, boy. Oh, we'll be back. We're gonna have a whole Patreon on the colorism. All right, we out of here. That's Jackie Lukeman. That's Renee Johnson. That's Kim Brown. And this is the beige bad boy itself, the ear doctor. Y'all have a great one. Peace.
Black Liberation Media is a collective of Black and African organizers, journalists, academics, and media personalities serving Black and African masses seeking to further grow in their understanding of themselves, their histories, and the African world through entertainment and news. Please continue to like, subscribe, and donate to the channel so we can further serve you and liberate our people. You can also go to blkliberationmedia.org, get some merchandise, and also become a Patreon member and a member from the YouTube. Please do what you can, share, and show your love as we will show ours for you. Black Liberation Media.